these rocks are slippery. I think every bone in my back just cracked. And I'm sure I'm not allowed to do that. I'm sure they're going to say if they catch me that I am on private property and I can't do this. Come on and join me for a walk and talk today on my channel. I'm down in a place I haven't been in many years, decades. The Black Creek Flood Control Channel in the west end of Toronto. I talk a little politics and I bring you right to the termination point of the Black Creek into the Humber River, which goes through Lambton Golf and Country Club. Private property, no trespassing allowed, but I broke the law today, people. Stick around, you want to see that. I'm down in a flood control channel in Toronto, the west end of Toronto, and this is Black Creek Flood Control Channel to be a little more specific, or a lot more specific. And I'm down in a park called Smythe Park. And you would ask yourself, well, why would Dewey be roaming around in a flood control channel? I haven't been on this flood control channel, I don't know, since I was a kid, walking on it, on this part. I did a video, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago, where I was walking east of Jane Street on the flood control channel, but not on the west side of Jane. And I'm on the north side of Black Creek, and I'm walking towards Lambton Golf and Country Club, which is up around that bend way up there. So this flood control channel has a tie-in with the leader of the official opposition in federal government, Pierre Poilievre. I liken this flood control channel to what the mainstream media, more directly, CBC, the Canadian Broadcast Corporation, and to a little bit of a lesser extent, CTV. They have been on a very aggressive smear campaign, which to slander Pierre, which I've mentioned in a few of my most recent videos. But what they have done, especially over the past month and a half, they have exposed their complete bias to protect the Liberal Party of Canada. And we all know that anyways. People that aren't in denial, or people that don't want to usher in communism, they fully voice that same sentiment. So Pierre's standing where I'm standing, hypothetically, and this flood control channel, when you get a bad storm in Toronto, it overflows the banks, if you can believe that. This flood control channel becomes a torrent river, and it was designed for that. After Hurricane Hazel, it was determined in 1954, it was determined that there needed to be a better safeguard for flooding in the city. There was great loss of life during that hurricane, and the wheels were put in motion to start construction on this flood control channel. Just want to show this up here. There's a lone mallard duck here in the Black Creek. And as you can imagine, this water, as like most water in the Greater Toronto area, is not too pollution free. How you doing, buddy? I don't got no food. I never feed the ducks. Apparently bread's not good for them, so I don't feed them. And I just noticed there's a little bit more of an access to get down here. I should have did that a little safer. So now I'm going for a walk today, and what I'm doing, I'm breaking in a new pair of boots. I've had them for over a year, but I've only worn them once, and that was in a car. I've never really walked in them. So I am a kilometer and a quarter into my walk, and they're starting to feel pretty good. So Pierre is getting bombarded by all angles in the mainstream media. And obviously it's not pleasant to see. It's not pleasant to see a publicly funded network like the CBC attack an opposing political opponent. And like I said, if you deny the CBC is run by the Liberal Party of Canada, well, you're part of the problem. You're a government worker, you're a teacher, you're part of a public sector union, you're part of one of the proud carrying flags other than the Canadian flag. And like I said, one of my Facebook posts this morning, with them raising the Palestinian flag above City Hall there yesterday, or the day before I should say, You know, any flag other than the Canadian flag in Canada now is a communist flag. And I'm not talking like a sporting flag, okay, like the Toronto Maple Leafs or the Blue Jays. I understand that. That's just to represent your support for your sports team. But any other flag that is raised in Canada other than the Canadian flag is a communist flag. And that's just the way it is. They're not even trying to hide it no more anyways. So why should we hide it? It's not the Conservatives against the Liberals. It is Canadians against communism. That's what it is. So you get the usual comments on all sorts of social media whenever you post a video like what I'm doing today, and you get the same people. You get the same beta feminized males and the masculine females, but it's mostly beta feminized males that are making these comments. And the other ones are bots, which are ran by beta feminized males on the computers. So here's what I think the Conservative strategy should be, and I think they might be onto it. The Liberals wanted the budget not to pass, to force a Christmas election. So let me repeat that. The Liberals were hoping that the budget didn't pass to force an election, and then they could go in and be installed with a majority government this time, not a minority government. And most likely, in all likelihood, that's the way it would have went down. If there was election prior to Christmas of this year, they probably would have been installed again. When I say installed, these elections aren't above board. They're not on the up and up. Elections Canada is working hand in hand with the Liberal Party to ensure they stay in power, because most of the people that work for Elections Canada are Liberals. I would say 99% of them. If you go into an Elections Canada office, it doesn't take a genius to figure that out. As soon as you look in there and you see the poison dart frog hairs and the beta feminine males and the masculine females. I'm sorry to say, that's just the way it goes. So Pierre and the Conservatives, I think, are kind of playing possum. If I was Pierre, this is what I would do. I would go into question period, as he's done for, I guess, for 20 years, and keep doing what he's doing. Bring attention to the Liberals' glaring shortcomings. Put pressure on every Liberal minister in question period, and every time that you get the chance to do it with Mark Carney, because I know he tries not to go there because he gets annihilated by the Conservatives, but keep doing what you're doing. But I wouldn't take on as many speaking engagements with the mainstream media. I'd cut them off. Just go about your business in question period. Collect your paycheck. I don't know what Pierre Poilievre makes as the leader of the opposition. I would imagine it's a handsome salary. Just collect your paycheck. Collect your paycheck. Sit back and plan your beautiful wife and your children's future. Because what's going to happen now? The Liberals have no way out of this. They are going to continue to do what Mark Carney has been instructed to do by the World Economic Forum. Mark Carney is the head of the World Economic Forum, not Klaus Schwab. He was hand chosen a long time ago. This guy's evil and crooked ways run very deep and run for many, many years. You know, how come no one talks about his association with Ghislaine Maxwell and Epstein? How come they don't talk about that? There's pictures. There's one famous picture of Diana Fox Carney standing beside Ghislaine Maxwell, and Mark Carney's one person over, and I believe it's Diane Fox Carney's sister that was said to be friends with Ghislaine Maxwell. How come no one talks about that? We know that. It's a hypothetical, or it's a rhetorical question. The paid Liberal media is instructed to hide all the wrongdoings of the Liberal Party because they are an extension of the Liberal propagandist arm of the Liberal Party, and they get paid to the tune of billions of dollars to remain loyal. And that's what it is. The police are loyal to the Liberals, RCMP. The judicial system is loyal to the Liberals because of Liberal appointed judges, crown attorneys. It's all political. So you look at today's society, you look at weak people, and there are so many weak people in our society that have no backbone, that will not stand up when push comes to shove in person. Now, do people want to lose their house? Do people want to lose their nice German car? Do people want to lose their jobs? Because they are all high in the government. They are all high-paying jobs. The benefits are much higher than public sector private sector jobs most of the time, and they've been indoctrinated, and they've been bought off. They've been bought off through the salaries, bonuses, and perks. So they will lie, cheat, and rat to get ahead and to save their own ass. And that's the way this country is. This country is filled with woke people and cowardly people. And if you talk to a lot of people with my mindset, and there are a few of us, a lot out west apparently, they will tell you the same thing. This is not something new to them. But, you know, how many people walk through a flood control channel and walk through bad areas of the city, walk or ride through wooded areas and talk like this? Not too many people. They like talking, but they don't like doing. I like to say that I talk the talk and I walk the walk. Now, am I putting myself into dangerous situations on a regular basis? No, I'm not. And I don't have to do that. I know what that's about. I don't have to go up to Jane and Finch or go to some of the more volatile areas in Toronto to prove my point. I could do that. And I have done that. I grew up in this city, and I'm well versed with the workings of the inner city because I've spent time there my whole life. So it's not something that I'm alien to. So you get these people that have moral superiority, and they think they have an intellect that is superior to the next person. Now, they come on and they got to say their piece with regards to defending the Liberals. And basically, the way I'm looking at that now, and the way I've been looking at it for quite some time, is, you know, you're a communist. You want to usher in communism. So whenever I'm talking to someone through social media, right away I'm thinking, you know, I don't know this person, but right away I'm thinking, you couldn't walk a mile in my shoes. You'd have a very tough time doing that. Secondly, if they were confronted with me face to face, they'd have a different tune. Now, I'm walking around this corner, hypothetically, and I run into 10 gangbangers. They're smoking drugs, they're injecting drugs. Good likelihood that at least 3 of them have firearms on them of an illegal nature. Now, what am I going to do? I'm not going to turn around, and I'm being honest. I'm going to keep walking, and I'm going to take my chances. Now, that's where my mindset is. A lot of people, they would not only turn around, they would run that way. No, I'm going to see what this is all about, and hopefully I can get my way out of it, or maybe I could even make friends with them. Who knows? Is it naive to think like that? Possibly, but that's where I'm at. That's where my mindset is. So, Pierre Poilievre, take a step back. Let the Liberals implode. Let the wealthy people in this country that are staunch Liberals, let them lose their cottage. Let them lose their house. Let this country collapse, because it's beyond repair anyways. Pierre Poilievre isn't going to fix this. If he gets into power as Prime Minister, the giant machine that is the Liberal Communist Party, the World Economic Forum, they are not going to allow him to succeed. So just collect a paycheck, Pierre. Enjoy that beautiful wife. I believe one of your children has special needs. Work with your child. Enjoy your life, because you're not going to fix it anyways. We're on our own. Now, that's what I have to say today about the Communist Party of Canada, the Liberals, and anyone that's associated with them, and anyone that wants to raise a Palestinian flag, or an LGBTQ flag, or a QP flag, all these communist flags. The mayor of Calgary was saying that he's putting forth some legislation that to make it illegal to raise any other flag other than the Canadian flag in his city, and that's the way it should be. So anyhow, I'm going to continue walking. I'm going to show you something here. If you want to keep watching, the video is going to just take more of a bit of a wilderness, an urban wilderness type vibe. I doubt I'll talk any more politics from this point on. But so where I am, I'm underneath the Scarlet Road Bridge, and there's a waterfalls here. And I haven't been under this bridge. Well, this is a new bridge. I've never been under this new bridge. But when I was a kid, we'd come down here and we'd get golf balls. Because right there is Lambton Golf and Country Club. And I'm going to walk through there today. And I'm sure I'm not allowed to do that. I'm sure they're going to say if they catch me that I am on private property and I can't do this. Little slick here because of the leaves, and I can't go down there because the concrete is washed out. So I got to be very careful. These boots seem to be pretty grippy. My new boots, my new old boots. Okay, this isn't so bad. So I guess technically, I'm pretty sure that Lambton Golf and Country doesn't obviously own the flood control channel, but maybe they do own the property. I don't know. But when I was a kid, listen to this. So when I was a kid, we go in here to get golf balls. I'm sure I'm going to see it. Well, maybe. Well, look at all the fish in here. I can't believe there's all sorts of fish in here. Little fish. You can't see it on camera, but we used to get all sorts of golf balls here. Like, I'm talking a lot of golf balls. So back in the day when we were kids, they'd have security walking this golf course with German Shepherds back in the day, and they'd be on top of us pretty quick. I would imagine there's cameras down here. They probably have cameras in the trees. It's an exclusive golf and country club. So I'm gonna see if I can walk all the way up to the Humber River and show you a vantage point from this side of the Black Creek, looking, what would that be? That would be northwest at the Humber River. Usually I'm looking at the Black Creek from the other side. I must have been a young teenager, maybe like 13 years old the last time I was down here. So we're talking, what are we talking? 13, 33 years ago? No, 43 years ago. 43 years ago I was down here. Got a blue jay over there giving me the what for. This bridge isn't in the very best of shape. Serve as bridge for the larger maintenance equipment for the golf course. It's actually a little more quiet. I haven't seen anyone quite yet, but that could change. This walk from Scarlet Road to the Humber River termination point of the Black Creek is a lot longer than I remember it being. Wow. Yeah, it's a lot further than I thought. I didn't think it was going to be this far. Hey, but I'm into it now, so no turning back. Let's keep her going. There's it's at a hawk up there. Yeah, or a falcon. A bird of prey of some sort. And I do believe the Humber River is just past this bridge and up a little bit. And once I get there to the termination point, I will go over a little bit of a story. Yeah, these bridges here, well, none of these bridges were here when I was a kid. They had no, they had a couple for sure, but I don't know if they had all. There's probably like 8 bridges I walked under. They had 2 for sure, but I could be mistaken. They could have had just older versions of these bridges. So there's some more work vehicles on the other side of the Humber. That's the path I'm on quite regularly over there, where that work vehicle is. Now memory serves me correctly. When was this flood control channel built? What would the completion be, in the 60s, mid 60s, late 60s? I remember it from a very young age. So I remember when it was relatively new. Like there was no cracks in the concrete, there was no chunks missing, no weeds growing between the cracks. And actually, this isn't too bad. Up by my old middle school, Rockcliffe Senior Public, yeah, there's literally, well, also because it's a golf course, so it is maintained. But down by the school, it's like a jungle. This is the termination point for the Black Creek Flood Control Channel. And this is the Humber River. And the Humber River is flowing, a meandering flow south to Lake Ontario, one of the 5 Great Lakes. Huh. Yeah, I don't remember it being sloped like this when I was a kid. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it wasn't. So this has been, I'm thinking this has been redone, but hey, it's a long time ago, like I said. And here, when we used to get here, we used to go in there, even underwater, to retrieve golf balls. You imagine that as a kid? Obviously, we were unsupervised. We had no parents with us. We'd go in there and we'd get a lot of golf balls. Imagine diving in underneath the Humber River by the Black Creek. Like that's almost, that would explain a few things maybe, eh, people? That's almost unheard of. So this current is pretty good, but I want to walk back on that side, and I don't want to go over one of those bridges. I could, so I'm gonna just walk through here and see how waterproof these boots are, which I would say they're not very waterproof. So yeah, my feet just got wet there, but that's okay. Not that wet, but wet enough. And I'm wearing merino wool socks, so that will help. I'm not too concerned about it. Huh. Now we'll walk back on this side. I seen some workers up there, so they might say something to me. Hopefully I'll get that on camera if they do approach me. Obviously I'm up to no good. I'm up to no good, people. Walk back. So these boots that I'm wearing, like I said, I've owned them for over a year, and they're Puma. They're Puma boots. Now the waterproof level of these boots is low. I didn't think it would be that low. I thought I could get through that little bit of water and not really have a problem. And I'm not complaining. I didn't care if my feet got soaked, because it's not super cold today. It's about, right now, it's about 2 degrees Celsius, and 3 kilometers into my walk, so I'm probably approximately 1.5 kilometers back home. But I will point out, if this was an SHTF situation and I did that, or I had to do that, I didn't have to do that, and I did that, I'd have to set up a fire probably pretty quick, or I'd definitely have to stop and change out a new pair of socks. I'd have to dry these boots. Now these boots are all show very little go, and I knew that. Obviously I have other boots and hiking footwear that wouldn't have happened, but these boots aren't. I didn't buy these boots with the intention of putting them into a survival situation anyways. These are like just a military style pretend boot that you could wear when you're walking the mean streets of downtown or North Drive. So I'm not complaining. It's this is the way it is. I don't know what I paid for these, but they're not that cheap. And yeah, so you're looking for Puma boots that go past your ankle, and you're looking for waterproof ability. Nah, don't bother. And there's not much insulation in these either. Look elsewhere for survivability boots. Yeah, this bridge isn't doing too well at all. Looks like the Gardiner Expressway. Probably the same contractors. Same greasy contractors built this, built the Gardiner Expressway. Still haven't seen anyone yet. I thought some workers would have been all over me. I guess they are winding down. I think the course, if it's not still open, it just recently closed, because I know the leaf blowers were running quite frequently when I was down here on the other side. You can hear them, they're loud, and they go blow the greens and the fairways, and Yeah, so I don't really hear them today, so maybe they did shut her down. But it'd be a good day to golf. That's for sure. Another bird of prey over there. Back to where I started. It was uneventful. I didn't come across one person, and yeah, and my feet are not bothering me whatsoever. Not cold. They don't really even feel wet, but I attribute that to the merino wool socks I'm wearing, and they're actually a good quality. So they are wet, but the wool does wick it away, and it's not cold out. So, and I'm moving. But like I said, in an SHTF situation, you'd have to get your feet warm quick. This is where all the fish are. You can't see them, but there are literally hundreds of small fish in here. Well, I should say thousands. And they're not that small either. Oh, there's some larger ones. Lots of them. Wow, that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, there's all sorts. Thousands of them. That's cool to see. Very cool. So I guess maybe they come out of the Humber River. Maybe these are spawned fish. Maybe they're salmon even. They come out of the Humber River and they make their way up the Black Creek. And obviously they can't get past this, so they congregate here. That's my theory. I don't know. Might be crazy enough to work. That might be it. Yeah, I don't remember the falls being like this. Like, I just remember the falls coming over and they didn't have a pool like this, but I could be wrong. Let's go back up and try not to fall in the pool. What we got here? A cooler. Huh. What the hell is this? What's in the box? What's in the box? I'm glad there wasn't any people in that box. People. Because you know how Dewey doesn't like calling the police. Dewey might would have had to have minded his own business there. There are two buildings here, little outbuildings. They have hydro running to them, power. And they've been here for a while, obviously. And then you have these pipes that come down into the river. Then you have this, some sort of pipe in there, collection system. And obviously it catches a lot of debris. Can someone explain to me what this would be in the comment section? Water testing center, something like that. I don't know. I don't know what else it could be. Has a power, looks like it has control or electrical control panel up there too. So yeah, put in the comment section, you know what this is. Thanks. It's quite the flow of water coming out of that. That can't be a person just flushed their toilet. No, no way. I'm kidding. Up there are some ponds, and I would imagine this is probably overflow for the ponds. I'm thinking, but I don't know. I don't know what that is. But they've been recently through here, the city, whoever takes care of this, cutting the trees that grow up between the cracks. And it was windy too, so a lot of this is from blowdown, but you can tell this has all been cut. Like you can see this is cut clean, right? A lot of good firewood down here for my twig stoves. You know what? Yeah, I could see a little camp out down here. But the next big rainstorm that we have will wash all this this wood away. This will be completely wiped clean into the Humber River. So if I don't do it before the next rainstorm, anything's gonna happen. But yeah, a lot of debris in here. You can see over there, they did a lot of cutting over there, over everywhere. They've been through here just recently, within the last couple days, or even yesterday. Really nice through here with these willow trees. Weeping willows, I do believe. And these trees are extremely old, and they're huge, huge trees, but beautiful through here. For a flood control channel, look how nice it is. When we were kids, this was nothing like how it is today. This was just it was a waterfalls there, and it was just a complete flood control channel. It didn't have any sort of natural formation to it like it does right now. Like, they tried to make it look a lot nicer, but back in the day it was very industrial. It wasn't like this at all, and the waterfall here would have been about a 7-foot or 6-foot drop. Now it's a stepped, staged waterfall, and I've never been down this close to it since it's been done like this, and I'm talking, it's been like this for a long time. So I'm just wondering if I could walk up here underneath the Jane Bridge. This is Jane Street up here, and I'm gonna see if I can walk up it and go underneath the Jane Bridge, and it looks like I can. I think. Yeah. Huh. Pretty cool. The rocks are very slippery. Someone has an old, really old wood chair here. You want to come and sit and look at the Black Creek Flood Control Channel waterfalls. Oh yeah, okay. Okay. A little wet. Got a little wet there. Huh. Pretty cool. These all show no go boots are actually taking a bit of a workout today. They weren't designed for this. I wasn't expecting to do this today. I don't care. I'm not impressed with these boots anyways. They look okay. You'd have to match them up with something green, which I own lots of that. These rocks are slippery. Slippery rocks. Oh no, now I gotta get my fat ass up here. Not wearing my Chuck Norris Kung Fu jeans today. Doing a little mountain climbing today, people. A little rock climbing. I think every bone in my back just cracked. So this is the infamous Jane Street Tunnel, the bridge over Black Creek. Now, when we were young, this was a pretty sketchy area. Even we didn't, you know, let me put it like this. We had a pretty active, fearless crew when we were young, and we were even at times leery to come down here because there'd be older crews down here, and they'd be into a little more hardcore things than us. And what I mean by that, I mean like violence at that point in their life. They, you know, if you're 14 or you're 13 and someone's 16 to 20, there's a big difference in the way your mind matures, and in a lot of cases in a bad way. But yeah, but we did come down here as our, you know, there'd be 10, 20 of us in our crew, and when we were running that many people deep on any given night, you know, we were pretty much fearless and pretty much invincible, really. But yeah, this brings back memories. This place, this bridge is old. Oh wow. And you know, if there was any graffiti in this bridge when I was a kid, it would be someone's initials, or someone, it was like a heart, like, you know, Joni loved Chachi. It wasn't any of this like the graffiti is today. Like, look at this. Mad Kid. Woody Mad Kid metal. Like, yeah, obviously, like the graffiti artists this day and age are a little more advanced than when we were young. Wow, really a trip down memory tunnel. 4.75 kilometers into my urban hike. I need a helping hand installing a massive steel wire kinetic sculpture right here in the tunnel, but I need an extra set of hands. Drop a text to my friend. Okay. someone's got a sense of humor down here. So I'm gonna walk from here. I'm gonna walk to Rockcliffe Boulevard, to where my old middle school was, Rockcliffe Senior Public, and I'm gonna head home from there. Change of plans. I'm gonna go up here and see where this little trail goes. It's good to have local knowledge of your wooded areas for escape route purposes, and to see if there's any homeless encampments in here. And when I was a kid, this was just a all mowed field. It was nothing like this. So I'm doing a little bushwhacking in here. You can see the frost still on the grass. It got below freezing last night. Well, someone's dumped a lot of garbage in here. Wow. Someone, I would think, or you know what? Someone was doing some gardening here. Oh, okay, this is it's a garden. You got some cherry tomatoes there, still on the vine. So they just left all the garbage here. So I guess it's not a marijuana grow up, but someone was planting food that lived in the buildings for a little stash of food. Wow. I don't know, this was the smartest thing to do coming up through here. This hill is steep. Very steep. That's a good workout for me. Not too often I do hills. Back to Jane Street. That's where I started, over there on the other side. Just crossing Woolner Avenue going south at Jane, going south on Jane. And this building here, before they added this building here has been around, well, I guess since the 60s. This 2-for-1 pizza, which is poison, I never eat there. It's the worst pizza you can possibly eat. That's been there a long time. But here, the Express Coin Laundry used to be a place called the Burger Bar. We called it the Burglar Bar. There's my brother over there. And so yeah, we called it the Burglar Bar. And there used to be an older crew used to hang around here, and this crew tied in with the crew that we would be leery of underneath the Jane Tunnel. This crew was significantly more, I'll use the term lightly, is rambunctious. They were well known throughout this area and throughout the city. They were a big tough crew. So yeah, but they were older than us. They wouldn't give us too much trouble. We'd have crossovers with them, interaction with them. We were like the puppet club, so to speak. Hey, but anyhow, sometimes we'd roll with them, but they were a little bit out of our league back then. Just thought I'd point that out. Jane and Woolner. Thanks for watching. Bye.